Hi, I'm Lauren, the owner of Modern Day Hypnosis, and I am so excited always to share information about hypnosis and to do the best of my ability to demystify it and to make this intangible concept something tangible, something practical, something not intimidating, something accessible and free because you are already hypnotizing yourself. Whether or not you had believed it or understood it or known it or cared about it, you are in your own hypnotic story. So there's an opportunity for you to de-hypnotize some of the bits of your story that you may want to change and to hypnotize yourself with intention to improve some of those bits of your story that you may want to up-level. Hypnosis works for everything. Better sleep, better focus, better memory, better confidence, better performance. Mozart wrote music in that hypnotic state. I mean, these were the things that I was studying or reading about, coming across in books that just seemed to keep filling into my life that I thought, wow, no way. If hypnosis were really real, if it wasn't just this gadget to like make people be ridiculous on a stage or something, then we would all be talking about it. And then the more I studied it, I thought, well, maybe it's only certain minds, right? Only some people are susceptible and all of that. I don't know what the hypnotic state is going to feel like, and is it really, something that can work for me, or do I have to believe it? Is it just a placebo? These were the questions that I had, which is why I kept devouring information even after my first hypnosis training. I was still sort of like, what is this? I don't know what this is. Is this script? What is it that I'm supposed to say? What is it that I'm supposed to ask? How is it that they're supposed to feel? Did I do anything wrong if they feel like they were awake and they heard me the whole time or something like that? So I continued to study. I learned hypnosis from really so many of the big institutes out there that are talking about hypnosis, and there's not very many. So let's hope that more come out there as we stop being afraid of what is possible with the mind. Hypnosis isn't anything about losing control. Instead, it's really gaining control. It's you gaining control of your story. And if you want to bring in some other experts that can help you to make adjustments and improvements and etc. to your story, then bring in the professionals, bring in a hypnotist, bring in a coach who uses hypnosis. I find so many people out in this industry, in this, personal development, self-help, NLP, Tony Robbins type, those sorts of state change, brain enhancing specialists who, to my opinion, are using hypnosis. And a lot of them are exactly using hypnosis, and they maybe just don't call it that because this tiny little word, has been stigmatized. And even the guy who made this word, this was in the 1800s, hypnos is the Greek god of sleep. So hypnosis, right, is this guy, James Braid, Dr. James Braid, thought it was a sleep trance. He thought you had to get people, into a deep and relaxed and unconscious, and, you can only hear me, but I sound like I'm really far away. I'm the hypnotist, and, you're unconscious, etc. He thought that was what was happening, but he later wanted to change this to monoideism. But other physicians at that time were using, hypnosis. They had taken some angle at Braid's work, and Braid, studied under Franz Mesmer, who the word mesmerize is after. So it's all about the focus. What are we focused on? You're always at the subconscious level, focused on something. I like to think about the conscious versus subconscious. The consciousness is like a flashlight, okay? It's seeing whatever's in front of it. The subconscious is like the room. The room is always there. Your flashlight might just be showing you some dusty corner or some half piece of something that just doesn't make any sense. But the whole room is always there, and that whole room, your whole subconscious context, always has a feeling, and it's either ever feeling safe and secure, right? Like you're close enough towards the pleasure, or like it's full of opportunity and there's this pain, you need to move away from it. Okay, so you're only ever seeing a little bit because of this conscious flashlight. If we could give the conscious mind something else to focus on, or pause, or turn it off, our eyes would adjust. This is a metaphor. I'm not talking about some literal room that you're like, what do my eyes need to adjust for? I want your subconscious to adjust itself to be brought up into the forefront so that you can interact with it. And this is exactly what is happening when you understand how to use the principles of hypnosis. Now, I've made a course of hypnosis because I wanted people to understand the simplicity of what it took me about a decade to formulate. Almost like I've mathematized, because I love math and math is the universal language. I have mathematized how to do this suggestive therapy. So hypnosis, hypnotherapy, if you follow back, the history even before Mesmer, Franz Mesmer, it's actually the pivotal context of what all psychotherapy, which is Sigmund Freud was, sort of the father of psychoanalysis, psychotherapy. And Freud studied hypnosis. So it all started in hypnosis. Hypnosis is always happening. You can certainly do hypnosis. You've already been doing hypnosis. You're already a hypnotist, so without a license. And that's not scary, because if you are practicing hypnosis without a license, one, you probably need insurance. So, nobody's going to give you insurance if you haven't been officially trained. And also, you can't mess people up. You cannot hypnotize people for negative effect. I know we have seen the movies and, the stage shows and all of that. The movies aren't real, they're exaggerated. The stage shows are real, but also it's improv and it's dramatized, right? It's an illusionist, like it's a whole performance in a show, but the occurrences on stage are really real. But there's been some compliance buildup, right? So it's not like every person, it's people who want to participate, people who, even if they're shy or reserved, they're following the instruction of this authority. And this is where hypnosis started to get, in the earlier time of when it was in the stage shows, this sort of sinister effect, because it was feeling like, oh no, it's sinister. People are taking control of your mind. They are instead making suggestions that you could literally ignore, okay? And all of the suggestions they are making do not last. These are stage suggestions. Somebody might be barking like a dog, really literally believing in that experience that they are a dog, or they can drink vinegar and not taste it at all. But that suggestion doesn't last. You have to reinforce suggestions that are not in alignment with this identity of who you are. So the way that I use hypnosis, and to me the most effective way, because I can't guarantee that my clients are going to reinforce on their own, so I do conversational hypnosis to change the identity through, I guess, what we could call, coaching, or, just shifting state at a, let's say, interactive, right? It's not passive like the guided imagery. It's active. They've taken the driver's seat. They now have taken this identity. They are their own hypnotist. They are in control of their story. They can change their story. And then, like a janitor, I go in and sort of clean everything out as the guided imagery, and that's where you get into what most people think about, which is hypnosis, which is then the eyes are closed. We could do hypnosis the entire time with our eyes open, okay? James Braid was trying to rename it. It did not need to be a sleep state. Monoideism, singular fixation of attention. You are only ever fixated at a subconscious feeling state in that one room. And modern day hypnosis, my intention is to freshen up that room for things to be lighter and brighter and clean and organized and exactly the way that you want, so that your own personal identity can shine through. So hopefully that was helpful for you. I really appreciate your time in watching this video, and I look forward to coming back more to share more accessible, tangible, valuable, hopefully interesting hypnosis stuff. I find it so interesting. It has blown my mind. I am so blessed to have found this industry and found this career, and I will for sure be back making a ton of videos, guys, because we all need to be talking about this. So I'll talk to you soon. I'm Lauren. Thanks so much. Bye.